live. We are live with the first playoff match, I believe, of the VLR Community Cup. We got Frankfurt Silvers against PLM, or Petite Little Men. What I've seen on these maps, it was important for both teams. Upper round of the playoffs, certainly both teams want to win this one, advance to the next round, not have to even worry about the lower bracket. See what comps they pick. A little bit of a double controller going on for PLM. Much more standard for the side of Frankfurt Silvers, but maybe hovering a triple controller with the
Select
brim.
your agent.
Harbor Omen is going to be interesting, especially on Haven. I know that a lot of teams, maybe in pro play at least, they have been starting to run a Harbor Viper type thing on Haven, so maybe drawing a little bit of inspiration from that and seeing if they can get any of that value off of the Harbor util. But I'm excited, jumping straight into this first playoff match, and Haven being the first one on the cards. I do also have a co-caster in the name of James.
Hello.
James is here.
Yeah, exactly. First time,
So-
but I'll do my best.
First time, but you know, I'm sure casting's fun. We all have fun around here. The main goal is to have fun, and so it's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna be jumping straight into this one, looking like Frankfurt Silver, starting on the defense, going for the classic 2-1-1-1, but a little bit of trolling going on in defender spawn. Just getting the twerking going. Oh goodness, Zach figured out how to twerk his Harbor. Interesting. But as of now, I don't know a lot of data about these teams. Just knowing that it's the first playoff match, but it's looking like interesting Harbor wall going up towards C as they are cutting themselves off, running through their own slow, and Zach just running out with the cove fully onto C site. I actually can't tell if he lagged out or something because there's no way that that should have happened. But Vern able to double up with two. Queso getting one of his own. Yeah, Zach did disconnect and then he just reconnected. So just sick left in C long. And he's taken down, but now alert from Potterfan is able to get one, but a near flawless for the side of Frankfurt Silvers. Zach did disconnect, so. It's like a little bit of technical issues. I actually can't really tell if people are maybe trying to roll back, see if they can replay this round, but oh, James, can you see the game?
Not at all. I didn't want to say it out loud, but...
Oh, you're good. I got you.
Alright. Thank you. Let's see this.
So we are jumping back straight in. Frankfurt Silva is able to take the pistol round, so PLM are forced onto an eco here, and obviously not a lot to work with. Is pretty standard stuff, but Frankfurt Silva is opting to leave the entire side of A, just completely retake full as the push over to Garage is coming in, and
Oh.
Queso able to
Down
get
mid.
2, but the trades actually are even as PLM is able to get a few frags of their own and drop down to a 3v3 very quickly into the round. All 3 players still grouped up towards Garage, pulling the rotates over from Frankfurt Silvers, but it's looking like a bit of a halt as just waiting to see what they can do. Still don't have any of the weapon upgrades, at least. Only 1 ghost on Potter fans. They're just opting to cut noise and just sit outside of Garage. Cardi looking like he wants to scout a little bit over towards Garage. Does have that spike in hand, so he knows he can't be too dangerous with it, but opting to fall back as both teams playing extremely passive.
30 seconds left.
And that recon dart actually coming out from back Oxy. Doesn't get any info towards Garage, but Potter fan making some noise there. Zach does opt for the high tide over towards B, and the entry is going to come in as the contact play is
One
made towards
enemy
mid, but
remaining.
Kuga is able to spam 2 straight through that smoke. And all hope that they had in the round is instantly lost as back Oxy cleans up the 3rd. And while it wasn't as clean as it should have been, I think a 2-0 is exactly what Frankfurt Silvers are hoping for.
There.
Curious to see what kind of strats they're going to be able to whip out. It doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of entry potential from the side of PLM. Only Sick on the Reyna, but maybe the double controller can help enable some of that pressure as it looks like a 4-stack towards C as nobody from Frankfurt Silvers is getting out towards the C side. Harbor High Tide going to be coming in Queso trying to delay a little bit with a Paranoia, but the exec is still going to come in. And all this util is fighting towards site, but Frankfurt Silvers are opting to fight, and Queso not being checked on. Actually is able to get 1, but Wago trades it back. And now the trades just going back and forth. But the C site is a little bit open, but they still haven't cleared out Queso as Zach is still aware. And now 2v2 now. As Potter fan trying to get a late lurk towards Garage, but Kuga might be able to catch the timing, and he does. Unfortunate there for Potter fan, as now it's just Zach left in the back of the site to do it all by himself. Only 55 HP to his name as a nade is coming straight towards him and just get a nice headshot and is trying to readjust onto Kuga, but can't get it done. And a big bonus round as Kuga is able to win that 1v1 for Frankfurt Silvers. I'm curious to hear, what are your thoughts, James, on what you saw there?
Yeah, but like, I honestly thought that, well, like, considering my game plan was Zach, I honestly thought he would have gotten that on the Cypher, but sadly he didn't. I guess, yeah, when you're holding 2 different angles from separate apart, it's, like, pretty hard to readjust, but it's fine.
Yeah,
Obviously,
he was left to do most of it all by himself. He didn't have a lot of help there, but obviously his team was dead, so.
yeah, not much you can do there, honestly. But if
Really
they,
good
hopefully,
effort.
oh, sorry.
I was just saying, really good effort from Zach there, though.
True. Well, I mean, if they can get a few picks off from their save, they could hopefully, like, bring it back or somewhat. Just gotta get lucky with it, I guess.
Looks like we do have a pause coming out. I don't exactly know why. Oh, Zach is DC'd again, even though he's still in the game, but...
Yeah, his Wi-Fi's not been doing great this past day.
Yeah. It's looking like Zach is resetting, so... Meanwhile, while he's resetting up, I really maybe want to discuss some of the interesting, maybe it was because of the disconnect, but the harbor wall actually last round seemed like it was really good at cutting off certain angles. It just mainly, like, you see it all the time, it can cut off some of the, like, garage to CT angles all with 1 high tide, and that's where you can get a lot of value. But maybe I'm curious if Zach is able to find some of the other ones that are able to, like, while he can capitalize off Omen's smokes, he can put a unique high tide to where the Omen doesn't have to smoke as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like definitely his harbor wall helps with getting on site like a lot. Obviously, like with just their one duelist, hopefully they can, or yeah, they can hopefully make it onto site. But like I feel like with their Omen and Harbor both using the UD2 well, I think they could easily get onto A or C. B might be an issue, but I feel like A or C is a really good like push.
Yeah, especially with a dangerous ultimate like Reckoning, the one that Harper has, it's super difficult to even fight anywhere towards side there. And so building up to that ult is going to be crucial, I would think, for this side of PLM here. But see if Zach can actually get back into the game. And I'm also curious to see what kind of things Cardi is able to do on this Gecko. Maybe going for a lineup here? I have no idea, but...
Yeah, I mean, with Zach's internet, it'd be hard to... Oh, what happened?
There he is. Look at Cardi. Look at Cardi go.
Dude.
He's throwing it back. He's throwing it back.
Doing a little jiggy. Shit. Some entertainment while we wait for Zach to reconnect.
Yeah.
Shit, they're gonna have a whole conga line.
Yeah, but I think it is worth noting that this is a best of 3. So even if one team loses this map, it's still not over. But I think,
Yeah.
like, I'm usually used to watching these best of 1s, so bit of a longer series. Definitely gonna test the stamina of each team and see if they're able to contest for that long. Because I know a lot of teams maybe not so used to playing this much Valorant in like in a team-based environment as opposed to ranked. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's so informal in the ranked environment, and so I think maybe it's just a little bit mentally taxing. But
Playing all these games, yeah, like in a row, just it definitely can be mentally like hard on a bunch of people. But I mean, they still are trying their best. Like, obviously they're gonna do as best as they can.
yeah.
But just knowing that all these games are going on, I guess it can like put a mental drain on some people.
Doesn't seem like Frankfurt Silvers are having too much trouble, despite being on an over 100 ping deficit. They're still able to get 3 rounds on the board, including the bonus, which I think shows to their coordination. It seems like they maybe have been playing together for a while, and I
True.
believe they are all European, or at least that's why their ping is not so fantastic. So,
Well, yeah, but also
with-
considering,
even
yeah.
with that deficit, it's still seeing like they're able to read what the other team are doing and able to clean up these rounds really easily.
Yeah, and with Zach's also crashing, it seems like they're having another advantage, almost like a 4v5, like with Zach's ping and all.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that that's happened so early in the game, but really hoping that he can get his PC back online. Looks like Zach has reconnected, at least in game. I don't know if he started to move yet, but
Nope.
oh, there he is. There he is.
All
He's
right.
back. He is moving. Hopefully, all these internet issues should be resolved. Getting back in the game as quickly as possible.
Hopefully this isn't, or like this is the last time.
Zach, join the call, you fucking noob.
All right, jumping back into it after a little bit of a long pause, but gonna be going straight into a bit of a 5-stack towards A with PLM forced onto an eco round, just sheriffs and one frenzy and one classic. But the fight is being taken straight to them. I don't think they know that Vern is just sitting in the corner. He's able to drop 2, and that's the spike along with it too. But Potterfan's able to salvage what he can, but to no avail as it's just 2 players left towards this A lobby side. Kugo whiffing a little bit of shots there, but Backoxy is able to back him up there. Just left up to Zach. And Queso PM blinding him despite knowing he was there. And Queso does clean up the inevitable frag, and that will be a clean 4-0 scoreline for Frankfurt Silvers. I really do like the idea there coming out. I believe Mint was there to stun all of A lobby while Vern pushed up with the satchels, and that's just really good coordinated team play. I think a lot of teams aren't ready for that, especially in maybe these kind of less professional tournaments. I know that not a lot of people, not everybody's radiant in these games, you know. So
yeah,
team play is always seems like the way to go, and so that's exactly what they were able to do there. And now we see the High Tide and the Reckoning being used. Try and force Kuga outside of the site, but he does have some help on the left side as Queso is holding it down too, but not anybody from PLM is fully out, and Queso is able to just spray 2 down through the smoke. Only 3 players left. Zuego is also on low HP here. 4 players stacked up for Frankfurt Silvers as Vern is holding that window flank, and he's going to be taking a fight towards Sick here.
Seems like they're pushing up.
Pushing up towards C-Long. Sick able to refrag at least 1, but Queso maybe getting a little bit too aggressive, but it doesn't look like it matters if he gets a nice 1D on the 3K. It'll push their lead up to 5-0 in a very, very commanding start for Frankfurt Silvers. I'm curious here, James, what do you think, like, what are your thoughts on maybe things that PLM could maybe change up in this round? It seems like they've been getting, on their gun rounds and pistol rounds at least, it seems like they haven't had the best of luck when like doing what they're doing right now at least.
Yeah, like I've been watching them, and I think their big problem is like they are committing too hard to a site, even though like by the time they're already like all pushing up, their whole team's already on that site. Like I feel like they haven't been rotating enough. Like the fact that they're allowing them to push up this fast, but then committing to that site no matter what, just allows them to not only get a flank on them, but also just immediately push up, get a better angles and flanking them.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. I feel like committing a little too hard here, and it looks like they may have maybe recognized the same, as able to play for a few picks, and Zach is able to get one towards Garage onto Queso. Now that's the smokes down for Frankfurt Silvers, and now with that info off of the neural theft from Potterfan, it's looking like they're gonna have a full call towards A. Zach investing the High Tide in an interesting spot, maybe faking that they're over towards B, but it's gonna be 5 people over towards the site. Nobody on the flank right now, but Vern choosing to invest the showstopper, able to drop Cardi, but Zach able to refrag 1 towards CT, and now still a 4v3 advantage for PLM, but now a dirty fight has happened, and Zuego does get taken down. Sick trying to do the best that he can, but Vern with expert satchel placement is able to force Sick out, and now Potterfan just left in that close corner. Peak by 3, but Zach left in a 2v1. He would be on for the ace here, but Vern gets his 4th on the round. A fantastic round from Vern, able to salvage that early 4v5.
Well, at least now with the realization of what they're doing, I'm assuming hopefully things will turn for PLM, but as it seems right now. Things aren't looking too good for them.
Yeah, and it seemed like they played really well at the beginning, able to get that early pick on a queso overextending, and it seemed like they read the aggression that may be coming up from Frankfurt Silvers, but they didn't really have the util on site in order to fight properly. They didn't have any smokes towards heaven, and Wago got taken down for that, as well as Potterfan, who got taken down by somebody jumping out of heaven. So I think maybe it was just util lacking. It seemed like it was the right play. It just came at the wrong time, unfortunately. But now, a super early 4v5 situation is Vern taking down Zach just like that, and now 3 players stacked up towards this A lobby position, but no ground being gained yet. Dick trying to do the best that he can over towards this garage position. Will he clear queso? But he chooses actually to back out just in time. Now maybe lurking up towards this B side where Mint will be taking the first contact. Looking like they're going to be playing a bit of a retake here, but Wago able to smoke that one off, and now the entry does come in as Mint sitting in the smoke, just lingering, trying to get any timing that he can, and he finds one onto Potterfan, but more are coming in, but able to take down Cash Cardi too. Now it's just Sick and Wago, but Mint is having himself around, and Backoxy able to clean up the last one, and Mint able to hold down that entire B site basically by himself as the lead comes up to 7-0.
I honestly feel like they just don't have the util to like hold the site. Like the util is just like not being able to hold site, and that's why they're getting easily picked off.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you in the way that they don't have really any info agents, so they have to force clear that smoke, right?
Yeah.
So it's just really difficult for them to get any ground without winning fights. There's no way that they're able to get info and lose a fight. It's just really a mutually exclusive trade-off there. And so you either win the fight and gain control and information, or you lose it all. And unfortunately, they're really losing it all right now.
No.
But it seemed like their best bet is maybe just to group up somewhere and hit together, and that's exactly what they're going to try and do. 5 players stacked up towards a lobby, but not a lot of resistance met, as nobody is playing towards this long angle.
Really just waiting it out, seeing if anyone will push up to them.
Yeah, it seems like Vern playing this off angle. Don't know if Zach is going to be ready for this as he's slow clearing short, but they're walking up towards this position, and Vern is able to spot the legs of Sick and is able to take him down. Only 30 HP, but barely escapes with his life. And now PLM is looking like they just want to fall back, but Queso has used all this time to creep straight up into their spawn, and he's got 2 lined up right here, but Zach able to get the flick on him, is able to do a lot of damage, and he does his job, but Kuga taken down by Cardi, recognizing that there could be one more in those aggressive spots, and now the full rotate is coming out towards C, as Zach using the Reckoning to try and get out, and Vern looking like he wants to peek this, but he might actually get detained as the thrash coming out from Cash Cardi. He's able to detain, but a lot of ultimates being used as Mint chooses to run out off of his Rolling Thunder. Cardi, the only one in the back of the site, whose Wingman is able to plant, and he drops Vern, leaving just Backoxy in the back of the site, takes down Zach, and now a close 1v1, and Cardi is not ready for Zach's angle. There's back angles, sorry. Because Backoxy is able to take that round up to 8-0 in a crucial 1v1 to keep the momentum of Frankfurt Silvers on their side.
Honestly, I don't think their team comp is like good for this, like, especially on attacking. Like, they've not just been able to hold one side. They keep getting like fully pushed in and eventually losing all their people. Not much they can really do.
Yeah, I wonder if we kept discussing earlier during Zach's DC, we tried to think of creativity, you know, with the Omen smokes and maybe the flash and many of the Harbor walls that are so difficult to deal with in the sightlines, but Harbor is really good at countering specifically oppers, and it doesn't look like anybody is opting to go for that option here. As it seems
They're on the long angles, yeah. Like,
they're not even contesting a lobby right now. Nobody's contesting a lobby. That area is wide open for the taking, but Vern is taking a few contact peeks towards short, but it's looking like a play is going to be made by Kuga and Queso, but Wago doesn't end up getting flash. Takes down Kuga on a very aggressive play, but doesn't look like it's faltered the setup of Frankfurt Silvers too much. They still holding on to their general angles, but they do know that garage could be wide open, but nobody's taking it. But Vern, as we were saying, jiggling that short angle, is able to get one, but Zach catching Queso with his knife out, and now the exec is looking like it's coming towards C as Cardi is taking the spike all the way back there.
Like we have full sight now, while they're still the other team's still thinking that they're B.
Yeah, seeming like Mint is just trying to hold on to this garage position, but Vern just now making the rotation over after the spike has been planted in an ambitious Hunter's Fury coming out from back Oxy, but it doesn't get anything, and Cardi drops Mint in the process, so now it's just a 2v4. Not a lot of veto to work with as Wago does spam down Vern. It's just left up to back Oxy, trying to salvage anything in this round, maybe get a few kills for the economy, but it seemed like they can buy for the rest of the round. He could try and go for this just if he wanted to, but it's looking like he's just gonna opt to save, and that will be PLM's first round on the board after just playing for picks, really, and we're able to capitalize on the aggressive plays that Frankfurt Silvers were making.
Got their first win. Honestly, I think that game they did a good side, like good job of holding sight. They had their harbor wall up. They were all holding the specific angles, making sure that no one could get past them. I think they did really well that round.
I know we keep trying to talk about PLM, but I'm noticing that obviously Frankfurt Silvers have an 8-1 lead right now, so they're obviously doing stuff right, and I feel like it's just playing discipline. Like, they're not really doing too much, except for the last round. I feel like they did overextend a little bit and got punished for it, but it seems like they're playing really smart Valorant, and they're not doing a lot without their team. Like, Vern jiggling for long, knowing when to back off here. He recognizes the pressure, and Mint maybe trying to capitalize on all this noise that's being made, but Zach holding a cheeky off angle, only able to get a little bit of damage, but Vern is trying to aggress straight in with the showstopper, but taken down by Sick, and now that's going to call for the exec, as Mint is left alone in the back of this site, and he is able to get one onto Sick, and now he's got help. Back Oxy is taken down in the back, and now Mint taken down as well by Zach, and now it's just a 2v4 here. This Queso is extremely low towards that heaven area. But he does opt for a TP onto top side. Super aggressive play, but Potter fan wise to it. Now it's just Kuga in this 1v4. Near impossible situation, and just like that, Zach, one bullet to the head, is able to take him down. And 2 rounds on the board for there. And like I was saying, I feel like that's just capitalizing on the overextensions.
True. Yeah, like, had 2 people on site, pushed up, and they just couldn't retake. They had proper smokes on all different angles, and I just feel like PLM was able to just rush in there, not being able to get stopped by any retakers.
Right there.
Yeah, it seemed like Frankfurt Silvers had a little bit of a broken fight there. Once Vern got taken down, Mint was stuck in the back of the site, and so they felt like they needed to help Mint if they wanted any help of salvaging that round, and wasn't able to happen. But here we go. Here's that aggression. Coordinated at least, as Mint able to send that stun down, and Vern taking all the space possible, but Potter fan trying to warn off any of this aggression. Does have that trip bar there too, but meanwhile Sick maybe taking contact onto Mint here over towards B, but doesn't look like anybody's gonna be getting a kill. But Queso making a key decision to rotate towards B while 3 players are still grouped up towards the C side, maybe opting to play retake here, but Wago has found another lurk all the way in their spawn using that Omen ult, but Mint maybe seems to be aware of it, holding this angle, and Wago is definitely not going to be ready for this, and Mint able to take him down his back Oxy, choosing to fight over towards main. And now Vern just the only one left towards this A lobby control. Well, it is a 4v3. Vern seems like he wants to keep fighting towards this. Trying to hold down the control, but just like that, Kuga able to backstab, and a brilliant paranoia from Queso leaves just Cardi trying to equalize as much as he can, and he's going to take another fight onto Vern, and hold on a second, this is doable. He does have general knowledge of where people are, but I don't think he has no idea where Mint is, and Mint just let him run around. I think Mint is just trolling a little bit, but Mint is fumbling the round.
Mint could have easily gotten that kill, yet just let him walk past.
He had such a good opportunity, and now Cardi has Thrash. This is incredible ultimate for a 1v1, especially with Spike down. Looking like that's what he's going to be playing for, as the Spike is playing it for him. As soon as he heard that tap, Thrash is coming out, and now Kuka's forced to pull off the spike. He does actually get detained. Looks like Cardi's going to want to capitalize on this, but the detain might run out just in time. Cardi just using this time to reposition towards backside. Looks like he's going to be going for a peek here as time is not on Kuga's side. Just a tap on the spike, but Cardi knows all too well where he is, and that is an incredible clutch, but an equally incredible blunder. As Cardi able to make the score 3-8 for PLM.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like Min just got a bit cocky there, thought they were going to win the round no matter what, and just decided to let him go. And that's really what just cost them the whole round.
Yeah, as much as I was talking about discipline, that was not a very disciplined play, but you know, I'm also not in the match, and these guys are probably a lot better than me, so what do I know? But seems like PLM have figured out what they need to do. A little bit of a default setup going here is, seems like they're going to be watching the extremities of these A and C links, but the fight is going to be taken immediately. And Sick having a nice shot onto back Oxy. And now it's looking like the pivot towards Raj is going to happen as Kuga is fully blinded up from this paranoia, but does anybody check this corner? It doesn't matter. Sick isn't ready for it, but he flicks onto Kuga's head anyway. And now it's all left up to Queso towards this back C side. The high tide is making it so difficult for anybody to support him, but he is able to get down one. And now repositioning to try and get behind the site, but Wago all too wise to it. Now it's just Vern and Mint. Have to go for this as this last round, try to make something of it, but the utility is just too much, and Cardi able to spam Mint down. Now it's just Vern trying to play a little bit of a cheeky off angle as Cardi is right below him, trying to sneak through, see if he can find where this player is, but Vern just sitting up here trying to find anything that he can. Doesn't end up dropping, but Zach flicking on him just like that, and very salvageable half as it went quickly from potentially a 12-0 to now a 4-8 half, which is good for what PLM were looking like they were facing in that half.
True. It looked like PLM could make it back. I mean, obviously still pretty hard, but like it is still possible now. At least better than what it was before. So.
Now switching up sides here towards this A
I must weave my web
lobby
better.
choke. We got 3 players of Frankfurt Silvers trying to take a lot of control as the lurks from Queso and Kuga are coming out towards the garage and C sides respectively. The spike is leaning over towards this A side, and it's looking like Zach recognizing it, throwing out the high tide immediately to not just want to deal with any of the pressure. Kuga working up towards this garage site. This Cardi's still holding it, but worried that there could be somebody lurking up towards C. But this could be very dangerous for Frankfurt Silvers. Running into 3 players and Cypher utility is never what you want to be facing on the side exec. And now we see that synergy between Harbor and Omen. Omen able to smoke off that cross as soon as the Harbor wall goes down. But still very patient. And now Zach throwing a different high tide towards garage. Maybe Kuga trying to see if that's an opening for him. But the rotations are coming off from A. And now Frankfurt Silvers looking like this is the time that they want to hit the site now as the fault line and Dart are coming out. And Potterfan is just left to anchor.
30 seconds
He
left.
whips a few shots, but looked like a little bit of lag there, but Queso does take him down. Kuga is able to get one on the lurk, but is immediately traded. Now a 3v4 is really difficult in these 3v4 situations to try and retake here, but see what they can do as it is pistol round. Zach trying to fight out towards CT, but the swing from Queso, a little bit wild run and gun, but
Last player standing.
still a trade nonetheless. Now it's just Wago, 22 health and only a frenzy, and just like that, it's 9-4. And I would say that that's a much needed pistol round for both teams, you know. Frankfurt Silvers have now fully taken control of this game, establishing their dominant lead.
especially if they win this next round. Eco will, I mean, if they can do well this round and their eco, like, that's basically almost a game for them.
Yeah, now looking like want to do a similar thing over towards C, but now very fast play coming out. Potter fan caught jumping straight into the cubby, hoping that nobody was wide swinging him, but all 4 players from PLM are rotating over towards his garage side, trying to make the most of this chaos, trying to thrive in it, but Backoxy is saying no, and Queso shutting one down as well. And now about a combined 50 health between 2 players, and Zach catching Kuga with his knife out, and that's a stinger on the ground, but Wago just only a shorty in this retake position is not ideal, certainly not ideal, but
Last player
the stinger
standing.
trying to go to work, but Backoxy does take down his second in the round, and
Right there.
while it was looking a little bit chaotic, it seemed like Frankfurt Silvers have this all under control in a Tim 4 lead here. Now this is a much needed round. If you're
Yeah.
PLM, you got to see some form of life here. And I'm wondering what they're going to change up differently. We obviously saw a mid
Right
push
there.
towards that last round, but doubling up towards A here is the main focal point of this hit is going to be towards B. And now Zach and Wago opting to get out of the site, but Zach
Playing for
played
a
a little bit of
retake.
duck hunt there. Taking out Vern from the sky, but Queso does get an entry pick by TPing in. Another person gets, Backoxy gets a little overzealous trying to walk into the smoke, but just like
Oh,
that, the
Spike
garage
carrier is
lurk makes
killed.
things even again, and Zach
Spike down,
utterly
B.
dismantling Frankfurt Silvers, so that's a third on the round. Now
Last
Mint just
player
trying to walk
standing.
back and forth between this reckoning as it gets unleashed, and now it's just left up to Kuga, the garage lurk. Does have a Phantom in hand, but what more can he do? 3 players on site. Spike is completely lost. Now a high tide in his face, denying any info. Just trying to see what all he
Cage
can
triggered.
do.
Cage triggered.
Trying to use these cages to open up a little bit of space, but seems like Potter fan is just completely ready for it, sitting in the corner. And that is a 5th round for PLM.
Honestly, his best move there, if he did get that kill, would just be play off, like, play for picks. Wouldn't it, like, there's no point in going for the bomb, as it was already guarded by 2 other players. But unfortunately, he did die.
Yeah, I think maybe the mentality would be like, we already have enough money to buy an extra round, might as well try. But not exactly sure. I'm not listening to the team comms, but do get that 5th round, and now full buy versus full buy.
Standing ahead.
Because now Vern is going for aggressive satchels towards short. Doesn't really work. He bonks his head, and now Sick is looking to greet this aggression with open arms, but Vern shuts him down immediately. But Cardi is able to get a really impactful pick towards that C lurk, and now that's calling for the full hit to come out towards A as they're playing full retake here. Some of those tripwires trying to get a little bit of spam kills, but the hole in the smoke is able to net Zach another kill. Now a 4v3 retake here for PLM. But does anybody check this corner on Vern? I don't think so, and Zach turned around just in time, but it doesn't matter. Just Wago towards that heaven side, wrapping around towards CT. What turned into a winnable situation has quickly been shut down by Vern single-handedly. That is getting us closer and closer to the inevitable of this game, what seems like, as Frankfurt Silvers have been dominant these past few rounds.
I think they're just forcing it this round, knowing that they can't lose the next one.
Now, playing for OT is certainly not ideal when you're only at 5 rounds, so the likelihood of winning this, you just gotta put it all into this round here. Is Wago looking like he wants to try and grab this orb, but a little risky as Kuga does jiggle it, but doesn't full commit to the peak. And now he's re-aggressing towards long. Don't know if Fuego will be expecting this, but
Zach is disconnected once again.
Zach has DC'd in the round. Oh no. Fuego and Kuga sitting so close to each other. Do they know? Do they know? Who gets the
I
kill
know
first?
exactly
It's
where
Kuga.
you
And now
are.
that's the neural theft being utilized as well. And now the call is to hit towards A. Because nobody's there on site. Just a raw owl play from Kuga, able to flick onto that shot there, and just the round is completely spiraled out of
Enemy
control.
remaining.
Just like that, Vern, Back Oxy able to grab one respectively. Just sick. Only a Vandal and 86 HP. Trying to do anything that he can, running towards heaven, but he's getting spammed. He's getting shock darted. He's getting aftershock. He's got a smoke in his face. He's best he can do, honestly, is just try and save his weapon. But Queso is even watching for that too, and he gets the kill onto Sick. And 12-5 match point here for Frankfurt.
Honestly,
Match point.
BLM, it doesn't look too good for them. I mean, they put everything into that one round, and now they just have pistols, basically.
Here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're PLM, you have to win that round, right? Like,
That goes there.
forcing
Yeah.
up is such a huge gamble, but saving is also an equally huge gamble. It feels like you're losing one round either way, and
Yeah, because now they can only light buys. They can't really do much. Spectres against Vandals.
Grenade! Satchel out.
now Vern looking to
On my wire.
get hyper aggressive towards C, and now the TP in his face is able to distract Potter Fan, and Vern gunning down Cardi as well. But Zach disconnected again, and Kuga finding him DC towards A. Just 2 players left to try and salvage what was, and
Last
now
player
Fuego
standing.
even shot down by Back Oxy, just left up to Sick, a Sheriff, no armor. And he does get a nice shot onto Vern. And now all the util is being dumped straight at his face, even dropping his gun, knowing it's over. Kuga finishing it off.
Attackers
That
win.
is going to be a statement made here in this first map as Frankfurt Silvers take it 13-5. All right, finally. Oh, never mind. Somebody dodged. All right, looking like we're finally jumping into this Ascent game after what was a dominant map 1 for Frankfurt Silvers. But now Reverse has come back, and Zach, unfortunately due to internet issues, I think Reverse was the original member on this team, so Zach, who was the sub, being replaced by the original member in Reverse. So now maybe seeing PLM at full strength here, but comp already locked in for Frankfurt Silvers as they're going for something really standard, whereas triple duelist has already been chosen for PLM and double controllers. So they have 3 duelists and Viper Harbor. This is going to be very interesting to see if maybe they have anything cooked up here.
Considering last game, they might have something like, now that they know who their actual opponents are, they get to understand what they want to do.
Oh, you know about the follow observer button, right? James?
Sorry? Oh, yeah, sorry.
You know the follow next observer button?
No, what is that?
Here. You're good. Hang on, let me find it real quick. Sweet. It's in controls, and then interface, and then you scroll down, and it says follow next observer, and then you just bind it to something, hit that, and you'll follow Ace.
Oh, alright. Thank you.
As his, you'll see the stream, you won't just see POVs at random.
Hang on.
Now the game is just starting in Wago, seeing if he can jump spot mid. It does seem like PLM on the attack is very much favoring them here. Their composition super hyper aggressive, but
Careful now.
I think something may have happened with somebody's internet. Yep, as Sick disconnected. So that is a great way to start this map. Believe we will
Spike
have a
down
run back
A.
here. But
One enemy remaining.
yeah, Sick has just abandoned the round, and really, really unfortunate here. I think we do reset here, so. I think everybody should just DC here. Yeah.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.